I'm waiting for the 3 hearts. Are we all ready? Okay.
Yo solo vine a la del servicio civil. Es increíble, Ana. ¿Y
Ya
cuando
pasó
mi
un
camioneta me
minuto.
¿Nos puedes apoyar apagando el ya lo apagaste. Ok, muy bien. Gracias, Alex.
Como yo le metí
¿Con Bayer?
Tiene que ir con él.
Igual y no tenemos tanta participación ahorita porque estamos como en medio de la comida, ¿no? Es que en Ecuador son las... Okay, so we have a surprise today, and our girl that is going to give the talk, she wants to give this talk in English, which is really great. So today we're doing this in English. And first of all, I would like to say hello to everyone here on Facebook or YouTube. And it is a very special day for us. Today we are starting with this special day. On March 14th, we celebrate the Gifted Day, like this high intellectual abilities day. And we're trying to make visible this part of the population that sometimes is really ignored, and we don't have the same opportunities sometimes at the school or in our jobs. So it's really important to make this kind of activities to make to put the spotlight in this community. So today we start with a very special talk from we have here Sol. She's from Ecuador, and she's going to give this important talk about science has no gender. She is 12 years old. She's studying the high school, and we are very pleased to have you here today, Sol. Welcome. And well, I just want to say thank you for this opportunity that you are giving us to hear what you want to say. And you're speaking from women and girls, so that's great. I really appreciate this, and I know many people that will see this talk will appreciate this too. And I don't have more comments for now. I'll give you, the opportunity to talk now, and I will shut my microphone, and it's all yours, Sol.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Romero, and my exposition is about science has no gender. So, well, have you ever listened of this experiment with the balloon? So in this experiment, we rub the balloon on a piece of wood, and now that it has an electric charge, we bring it close to these pieces of paper, and now they jump and stick to it. So it looks like magic, but it's not magic, it's science. And the important part of this is that science, it's actually everywhere. Science is in a balloon, in sound, in light, in space, in everywhere. Science is not far away in a laboratory. Science is alive, and it's happening all the time around us. So we just need to learn how to notice it. My love for science really started in 5th grade when I joined this group called Fire Hunters. So in this group, we didn't just read boring books about science, and we did science. We did some experiments, we used technology for creating statistics, we performed experiments, and we investigated our questions. And in that moment, science just not was a subject for me and became something special. It was an adventure. So one of the people who inspired me the most was my instructor Lupita. So she's a psychologist and astrologer, and she has a special way for explaining complex things in an exciting way. So because of her, I started imagining my future as a scientist. Today, I want to celebrate something very important, that it's women in science. For a long time, many brilliant women with incredible discovery did not receive the recognition they deserved. So today, I wanted to introduce you to a few of them, not just names in histories, but as real people with stories. So let's start with Marie Curie. Imagine moving to another country with little money and facing discrimination, and still deciding I will become a scientist. That was Marie Curie. She studied radioactivity and she was so important in this field that she even created the word radioactivity. She discovered two new elements and became the first person ever to win two Nobel Prizes in different sciences. So her work later helped doctors treat cancer, and she shows us that determination can be more powerful than obstacles. So next we have Rosalind Franklin, a scientist who helped unlock the biggest mysteries of life, the structure of DNA. So she used X-ray images to study molecules, and one of her photos, the most famous one that is the photo 51, gave crucial evidence about DNA double helix. For many years, other scientists received most part of their contribution, and she was not fully recognized. But today, she's finally honored as one of the key minds behind our understanding of DNA. So her story teaches that even when recognition is delayed, through an impact still remains. So next we have Jane Goodall. She didn't start in a big laboratory. She started in the jungle watching two chimpanzees. So she, instead of watching them from far away, she decided to live near them and study their behavior. She discovered that chimpanzees use tools, something they once believed only humans could do. She helped start the first movement of global conservation. Now here's a surprising one. Hedy Lamarr. She was a famous movie actress, but also an inventor. During World War II, she created a system for prevent messages to being intercepted. But this technology later became part of the internet. So yes, a famous Hollywood actress helped and made our wireless internet possible. So finally, here we have Katherine Johnson. She was a mathematician at the NASA, and she helped send astronauts to space and bring them safely to home. So her story shows that also obstacles can be, and we can destroy them with our determination. So all these women were different. They were different countries, different ages, different fields, but they had something in common and important. They didn't give up when things get difficult, and she had curiosity. So when you grow up, you will maybe create a new technology, a new science, a new field, or something we even can imagine it. But the important part of this is to never give up. So science has many voices, and we need many ideas for science. So I will want you to ask you something. Who here is curious about something in science or in real life? So here in these questions is where everything starts. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sol. It was a pleasure to hear you. And first of all, now I have an idea of why you started to get interested in science. And now I would like to explore more. Science is really wide, and there is a lot of options there. You know, you can go from hard science like math, physics, like me. I'm an astrophysicist, or you can go to more like biological, for example, science, or even humanities, you know, psychological fields or health fields. So do you have any idea of what would you like to be, like, besides scientist, in what part of science would you like to work?
Like about understanding the universe and our reality.
Oh, that's amazing. I highly recommend you that. It's very amazing. You know, you never stop getting like amazed by the marvels of the universe, and whenever you think you are like understanding something, there is something else that you can explore, and it has no end. You know, it's like astrophysicist is one of the areas that has a lot of things to explore. But I think all science is like this. It's full of questions, full of adventures, and something that you said, it's remarkable, not giving up, because when you have a dream as high as this dream, the more difficult can be to get there. So you have to be really strong, and you have to be perseverance to get to the point that you want. I would like to ask you something else. Are you familiar with the Matilda effect? Have you ever heard about it?
No.
This is the origin of everything. You know that about 10 years ago, maybe, the United Nations proclaimed that we have to talk about women in science, and this is something that appeared because of one effect called the Mateo effect. Mateo effect, it was like very strong during the 18th century, about 200 years ago. And the problem was that whenever a man speaks, everyone hears. But if was a woman, no one wanted to hear that. And we have terrible examples of that. I don't know if you ever heard about Cecilia Pine Gaposchkin. She is the woman that proves the composition of the universe. She discovered that hydrogen was the main element in the universe. The stars are formed from hydrogen and more, but no one believed her. They actually forced her to deny her discoveries. The tutor, the one that was leading their investigation, like was like advising everything, he said that you should be wrong. So you should write on your thesis that this outcome may be wrong. Years after, Russell got to this same result, and everybody believed him. Can you imagine that? That you
Yes.
that you develop an investigation, you prove something really important. Your advisor forced you to deny it, to say that you're wrong, and you say okay, because nobody believed women on that time. And then there is another examples that I can give you during the for example, First and Second World War, and they were forced to work in, like, in these places. I don't remember the name, but was underground, at the universities, because they were women and they couldn't go to the university to study. So the Matilda effect was this effect of women being invisibilized, and nobody wanted to talk about that because it was something really shameful. So today we celebrate that after all the fights from these women that has been proving like we deserve to dream and do more stuff. Finally, girls like you can dream with being whatever, with being scientist. And it's very important. It's very important what you're doing here, like reminding us today of these wonderful women that defy everything and they achieve goals and dreams. Um, I would like to ask you something else. Why you pick these women today? Because we have from several, like science branches. Why you choose them?
Well, Marie Curie, because she's like a real famous one, and I wanted to talk like more about her story. So Rosalind Franklin for like a different field, and because she didn't receive the recognition she deserved in her
Exactly.
time. And Jane Goodall because of conservation. I also wanted to talk about this field. Hedy Lamar because it's like the technology she used for Second World War, also helpful right now nowadays because of internet and Bluetooth. Um, Katherine Johnson because like she was a mathematician at NASA and also at a time when like both Afro American and women were like not trusted. She helped astronauts to go to space and yes.
And have you ever read this book, Hidden Talents? There is a movie too about that, about Katherine Johnson. and the computers from NASA. Have you ever read the book or
No,
seen the
no,
picture?
I
You
haven't, but it sounds interesting.
It's very interesting. I have the book, but I don't know where is it because I have lots of books here. But there is a movie too, so you should see it. It's about Katherine Johnson, and
I did see the movie.
yeah, and it's amazing. Remember how they were like discriminated because they were women, and they were black women, which was even worse on that time. So yeah, Katherine Johnson definitely was a referent, someone that uh, allowed the human being put a step on the moon, but also she was against everything like other women at that time. So yeah, it's very interesting selection that you did today. Congratulations for that. And also, Marie Curie is won 2 Nobel Prizes. Who can say that? She was amazing too. So I don't know if you would like to say something else. If someone else here, like Itza or Alex, wants to say something, to ask questions or comment something. No? Well, I think we are ready then to finish this talk. If we don't have more comments or something. Okay, so we would like to thanks to Sol from this interesting talk for reminding us that science has no gender.
Okay, thank you.
And of course, we wish you achieve all your dreams. You have the life in front of you, the world in front of you, and the universe at your feet. So go for it, girl.
Thank you.
Well, if there's no one else to say, we're about to go now, and we appreciate you that we're here during this broadcast here on Meet or Facebook or YouTube. And see you later. We have more talks and workshops today. We have another one. Bueno, I'll switch to Spanish. Tenemos uno más a las 6 de la tarde, si no me equivoco, de animales sorprendentes y sus habilidades. Y es un taller de plastilina. Luego tenemos otro taller de Scratch. Y no recuerdo si tenemos algo más noche, Itzae. Son las 2 actividades pendientes para el día de hoy. ¿Sí? Okay. Bueno, pues esto, todavía tenemos otra actividad a las 6 de la tarde, tiempo de Ciudad de México, y una más a las 7 de la tarde, también tiempo del Centro de México. Gracias
Sí,
por
yo voy ahí.
¿Vas a estar ahí, Alex?
Sí, solo pregunto por qué Itza preguntó que por qué tengo esto.
Ay, Itza. Digo, ay, Alex, eres tremendo. Nos vemos más tarde, que cuídense mucho.